Hello everybody and welcome to another display update and my very messy desk. First off, I'm going to apologise if you can hear my 3D printer going in the background. I've got some new wheels which are being printed for a friend who's building a Duchess class locomotive. Today I'm going to be addressing my goods yard. So at the various shows that we've been doing recently with my little pannier tank, I've been doing a bit of shunting around and taking goods into this little goods shed through the doors, and not really much happens in there. I take them in, they get uncoupled, I pull away, I'll shuffle some more wagons, and I'll come and couple up, take that wagon, and essentially I just have the wagons going to rotating round and moving them one at a time into here until I've reorganized the train and essentially everything's been processed. So I wanted to enhance that kind of experience and display side of things, and to do that I was thinking on the back side I did originally do this little sliding door, which it's using these clips, so it's very difficult to slide, and there you go, it's fallen off. So I thought that perhaps a better use of this space, which can't be seen, is if I just take out these walls, I could actually put my entire hand in here and I could grab whatever's in the wagon or even place things into the wagon, so when stuff comes back out of here it would have been processed, it will have actually changed. So, and because you know when you're looking at this from a height you really cannot see that back section, it seems to make a lot of sense to me to do that so that we can have a bit more of a mystery or a bit more kind of actually happening on that part of the railway. So that's what I'm going to do today to start off with. I've got quite a lot of tan pieces left over, so I'm just going to take these side walls out and give that a try with my hand going in. If necessary, I'll then take out some of this roof section as well, just to make it easier to be able to get my hand in. But I think that's going to work pretty well, so I'm going to hit a time lapse and we'll get on with hopefully not completely destroying this building. Right, so there we go. I've finished taking out that wall. Not too bad, you know, when we look down the side, can't really see the actual loss of that. For most people looking at the display, they'd have to be looking from a part where it isn't like looking at my section. So I don't think that anyone's really going to notice that wall is missing. Not bad, but I can now spin right the way around. You see I have a wagon in here, you probably saw it almost falling out. I can get my hand in there and I can move that wagon. You know, I can stop the train there, reach in and grab the wagon, give it a sharp tug to disconnect it from the locomotive, and then the locomotive can be on its way. And then once it's inside, there you go, I can start taking out what's in there. I think that I would probably want to set up all of the cargo loads so that they're on a single plate, so I can literally grab and take the whole thing out, and it would just be a single motion of pulling it out. But I think that that's pretty good progress. I'm going to have to give this a proper trial run at a show, I think. There's a wonky brick there, that's annoying. And then just give it a go and see how I get on with it. If I decide later on that I want to put this wall back in, it's no real major effort to do so, but I think that this will enhance that shunting display that I give when we're at the brick festivals. And it's surprising how many people stop to watch the shunting happening and see them getting shuffled round. I'm hoping that this will kind of add a little bit of extra, dare I say, realism to what's happening. So yeah, pretty pleased with that, and it's time to move on to my next project, which is going to be, I think, my canal boat, which I'm building currently. So here is my next build that I've been working on recently, which is a working narrowboat. So we've actually got covered cargo area. You can see I'm missing a bunch of clips to go along here. I probably won't too heavy with the number of clips I've put on here. I probably could have got away with fewer of them, but I like this repeating pattern. So they're out for delivery from a Bricklink order to be able to finish this off. And yeah, I wanted a working boat rather than a leisure one as well, because I thought that they had a bit more interest to them. Maybe I'll do a leisure boat at another point in time, but this entire thing is really heavily inspired by the photographs that BowensBricks put up on Instagram, which I'll have a link in the description for you to be able to see that post. Go and check him out. Yeah, he posted some fantastic boat builds from the Wallace and Gromit film, which came out recently, and I'd always wanted to put together a canal boat, and I'd done a couple and kind of gave up on them because it wasn't kind of the right look. But after seeing his boat put together and realizing how he must have done it, I suddenly like, oh, you know, I really like that, and that's inspired me again to get a proper boat built. And it's one of the main reasons why I decided to put a canal over the top of the tunnel as well, was so that I could build this boat based off of those images and the inspiration that he gave. So a massive heads up for him. He was very much pivotal for my inspiration of doing this. I've tried to detail the roof a little bit to you know, give a bit more of a sense of detail, realism kind of going on. So yeah, I've got a watering can. I want to see if I can figure out maybe do a tiny sticker on there, because painted watering cans and water jugs and that sort of thing on tops of canal boats are very common. I've got a barge pole on the top there as well, center lines connected. So I'm going to have this one moored up on the top of the canal, so it won't be getting piloted. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's come out though. I've got some stickers that I need to print and put on here, and you know, they'll be like Bench and Son, Lego Canal, Lego City Canal, something like that, and probably a one here with number 1 for the boat as well. And I was thinking as well for these, which is supposed to kind of represent canvas coverings, part of me wondered if I was maybe to try and use some actual Lego material, or even just get some actual fabric and put in there. But I'm kind of pleased with how this has come out. Some companies did have wording on these as well, but I'm probably going to leave mine plain, I think. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. It's going to look far better than the random speedboat that we had on top of the canal last time. So yeah, pretty pleased. Hopefully get the parts for those in the next couple of days. That will be ready for Plymouth show, and maybe later in this video we'll have that back in place on the canal itself as well. Well, there is the current state of the narrowboat in the canal itself. Looking now, I think I won't actually have it moored up, because the canal is quite narrow at this point, so it doesn't really make too much sense as to why it would be. So I'll have to find a minifig to go on the back here to be piloting it. Maybe even have someone on the front as well. So that's going to be a job to do. But next I'm going to be improving the overall look of the canal area, as I have bought many plants. I have some flowers made up here using the fern leaves, and then a big bouquet of flowers, and also I've got many of these leaf pieces just to add some foliage to the hillside. So I'm going to put those on now, and then we'll see kind of what we're looking like once that's done. Go very quickly, got a little bit more variety going on. I ordered these as kind of an afterthought on my last Lego pad order, but I'm definitely going to get some more and finish off this side. So that'll probably be after the Plymouth show. I'm really pleased with just how that kind of fills out the top area there. I might even be able to put some on this kind of level, so kind of blends between, and then kind of try and put that there. There you go, just sort of blends between the two parts there is a possibility. But yeah, definitely want to get some more of those. These plants now all along the sides here, I think just kind of help hide that sharper edge that's in there. They fill it out, add a bit of colour other than green as well, which I think really helps the aesthetic overall. The slopes are quite difficult because you want the flowers growing upwards, but everything ends up facing towards you, which is a bit weird. Although the ones which are in between the trees, I think they've turned out not too bad really. So pleased with those. I'm going to have to be very, very careful transporting this now, more so than what I was originally, because I expect that these flowers are very easily going to go flying, given half the chance. So whilst making this video, I have now also picked up another, and this will be my third set of 60198. This was only £118 on Amazon, so I thought that price, it was hard to say no, because I love these log wagons, and this will be my 6th log wagon that I've got for it now. And these freight cars will be great for the garden railway stuff that I'm working on, and also wheels and buffers etc. will get used in the Annie and Clarabelle that I plan to make for my Thomas, and I'm bound to make another locomotive at some point, so having another hub and motor obviously is just a great thing to have. So ideal, great price for getting all of that. I've also done some stuff with the van. I'll quickly grab that as well and show you what I've done. So I've kept the van nice and simple, but just recoloured that bottom stripe so that it is different and distinct from the other versions of this van that I have. I have turned one of these vans into a flatbed truck, so it's like a utilities vehicle for the railway company. And this one, I did wonder if I could go from this being 6 to maybe being 7 wide and make it like a box on the back, and perhaps that could be dressed up as a delivery truck, something like Asda or something like that, because I do have. So I have some of these stickers left over, which came with the Lego City grocery store, I think it was called. I don't remember what set number was, but it came with some Asda special stickers if you bought the set in Asda. And I got a couple of those, so they went together. It's up here is my Asda store that I've been working on and off. But I've got these ones left over, so these would be great, I think, as a delivery truck, something along those lines. Also in the same vein, in order to keep the freight looking a bit different, I also, move you out of the way, I made a little Asda container, and this is actually based off of the same design as the banking container that comes with that set as well. So quite pleased with that. Again, I just used some of the stickers up from here, so it looks really nice. And see, the other thing that I did, I now have 3 of those wagons. Let me just grab those. So yeah, there's those 3 wagons all together now. I've kept 2 of the bank ones. I've made up a full container unit here, and my little custom Asda one. And then these 2, they've just got empty plates, because I don't think having loads of snowmobiles makes an awful lot of sense. Plus, my son wants to do a Lego Arctic Explorers display, so he's had the snowmobiles to go together with that. So yeah, really pleased. Lots of good freight, and I've got lots of sets of wheels and magnets for other builds, so that's going to be great. So everything that I wanted to achieve is now done on the canal embankment for now. Obviously I did say I want to get some more of these leaf elements, which I'll order after the Plymouth show that's coming up next weekend. That's all done, but I've even added a few koi fish in to the canal as well. Bit exotic for the canal, but I think that's just quite nice to have a fish of some sort in there. And also I got these printed tiles, donut tiles from Lego in my last order as well, and I thought having some nice life preservers around would be pretty good. I've even put one on top of the canal boat as well. I still got to print out those stickers. That's the only thing that I do need to do, and I am probably going to do that this evening, as my wife has all of her sticker making stuff out, so it makes sense to get that sorted out. But right now I need to put this back into its transport box ready so that it's all loaded up, ready to go for the next weekend for the Plymouth Brick Festival. And just like that, it's all loaded up in the new shortened transport box. So this is got a removable front part here. You can see the wing nuts on there that keep this panel on, and literally this whole thing just slides in and out. So nicely done there. I am going to have to carry the canal boat separately because when I had the other boat up on here, it did take a bit of a ride whilst we were transporting around to Torquay. So I think that might just be a case of put that down here and hope that it doesn't kill the sheep. Maybe even I can get it into a tunnel if it's shortened. Oh, it's a little bit too long for doing that. Yeah, it's touching the side, so it's just needs to be maybe like that for when we're transporting, so that it don't end up knocking everything over. What is guaranteed to fall over is these trees. They're only held on by a stud, so I will probably take those down prior to transport because they just go off on their own. So I may as well just preempt that. But yeah, this is all loaded and ready, so we'll have to start going through some other prep work now for the Plymouth show, so charging batteries, etc., which is going to be ultimately very dull. So I'll probably see you in a week for the show, where I'll get a couple of bits of video of the locomotives running through the display again. And here we are, day of the Plymouth Brick Festival, and everything's together. I mean, I've just noticed the trees falling over, but the canal is all together, the boat's in place. All the stickers have now been done on it as well. I've even got a minifig hiding at the front, which is carrying one of the letters for the today's competition that they run for the kids. But yeah, it's all starting to look really, really good. And just coming through now is going to be my collet pulling its goods train. And I just love the look of this thing as it goes through. So we're back-to-back tunnels today as well, because Martin has got his tunnel on the corner, and I think coming up in the future is I need to ballast all of these lines here as they sit in front of my little bit of town space. So I think they just need that kind of treatment put on them just to finish them off, and then we will be golden. So the Brick Festival is done and over now, and I am back home, and I've already started to ballast up some of the plates for in front of the town area. I got all of these random coloured plates for the internal parts of the ballasting, and I had the 2x8 greys from a previous Lego order. I've still got a lot of different parts to order to be able to finish this as well, but it's nice to have managed to get a good start going on it. So I'll be using the voucher that I got from the Brick Festival to order a whole ton of different plates to be able to finish this off. Also using that voucher, I have ordered all of the parts I need to build my Annie and Clarabelle models. So these are designed as four-wheel carriages, very simple, just based on some of the images from the Railway series. I've made them 8 wide to match my Thomas. They're not really to any sort of prototype or scale. They just kind of are designed to look nice. So they, I think, are going to look pretty good. I've also made sure that Clarabelle has her compartment for the guard at the back as well. So they should at least look reasonably correct for the Railway series. So I think that is going to wrap off this video, despite the fact that I didn't manage to take very much video at the Plymouth show, this has turned into quite a long video, so I think we'll save any more for next time. I've got a show coming up which is going to be my first go at a National Brick event in Exeter, again with the Plymouth Brick Railway Group. And I've got several changes that I want to do for then. I'm hoping that I should have this Annie and Clarabelle done for then as well, so you can look forward to seeing some of that. That's our last show for this year as well, before it just goes into me doing stuff over the winter to improve the layout that I have. So we'll discuss what I'm going to be doing next on the next video, and we'll review what the Exeter show was like then as well. So until next time, if you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a comment if there's anything that you want to know about, and subscribe if you want to keep up with updates on my layout. And I'll see you next time. Bye.